Hey everybody, so I wanted to get on here to briefly discuss this film that I just watched on BET Plus. Now, if you all are not aware, there is a new video on demand service called BET Plus, and it actually reminds me a lot of Hulu and Netflix, but maybe not so much, or maybe not even so much so popular. But I heard about this film and I was trying to figure out where do I go to watch this film. Then I realized I had to go through what is called BET Plus, which again is a video on demand service. And then I learned that it has to be purchased. So I actually discovered they are offering currently a 30-day free trial. I believe it's through Amazon. If I can figure out where the link is, I'll make sure I leave the link to it in the description box so you can check it out and possibly get your free 30-day trial if you haven't done so already. I am not endorsed or paid by them, so what I'm recommending is just strictly because I feel like if you want to check out this film and maybe you're financially cash strapped at the present time or saving or whatever the case may be, or just have other places that's more important to put your money in right now, you may want to check out the 30-day free trial. Anyway, this film Influence is an adaptation of the New York Times best-selling author Carl Weber's most recent novels, Influence, which was published August 28th, 2018, as well as Influence, I suppose, Part 2, Death on the Beach, which actually has not been published yet. It's supposed to be published allegedly May 1st, 2020, or as early as April 28th of this year. I find this very interesting because what I discovered is that this film Influence that has been released on BET Plus is actually more so an adaptation of the part 2 of the series Death on the Beach than it is the part 1, which has already been released 2 years ago. I find that to be interesting because I don't know if I've ever heard of a film being released about a book prior to the book even being released. But nonetheless, I am not disappointed. If you all are not familiar with the New York Times best-selling author Carl Weber, he brought us the Family Business Crime series, which gave way to an adaptation of that as well that was presented to us via BET. And it was a television series that went on for, I think, since 2018 to 2019. At the beginning of 2019. I'm not sure if it's over. I just know the series was really good. I did mention it in a previous video. And speaking of a previous video, I also want to let you all know this film was brought to us by Tridestin Studios in collaboration with Urban Books Media as well as BET Films. Now, this film was also directed by Trey Haley. If you all are thinking to yourselves, why does that name sound familiar? That's probably because at some point in time you've heard me mention the director Trey Haley. Recently, I did a discussion video about the film Always a Bridesmaid, and that film was actually directed by, you guessed it, Trey Haley. Trey Haley has also done a number of other films that I love, including The Man in 3B, as well as Perfect Combination. And if you all are not familiar with these films, you will find that they have something in common, at least the two that I just mentioned, The Man in 3B and Perfect Combination. They actually star, or one of the cast members is like one of my favorite actors, which is the actor Christian Keys. So pretty much any film that Christian Keys has participated in, I have followed and I've seen, and chances are, because Christian Keys does a lot of work with Tridestin Studios, Indy Brown, Trey Haley, so chances are Trey Haley and Indy Brown and Tridestin Studios have been participants of many of the films that I've watched, because a lot of films that I've watched has the actor Christian Keys in it, and he's participated in a lot of their films as well. So I like the fact that they all roll in the same circle, and there's so much opportunity being provided through these media outlets. I really love it. Anyway, going back to the film Influence. Oh, and Christian Keys also was part of the cast of Carl Weber's The Family Business adaptation that was on BET, the television series adaptation. Anyway, the producers of this film include Carl Weber himself, Indy Brown of Tridestin Studios, Gregory Anderson, as well as Veronica Nichols. Now, the film Influence premiered February 20th, 2020, so I am definitely behind on this video, but at the same time, I've been working so much that I'm doing my best to keep up with some of these films that are coming out that I am interested in and would love to do a video on, but I know I'm definitely behind on this one. According to Google, Influence Death on the Beach, the novel in which this film has been adapted from, is about a singing sensation by the name of Savannah Kirby that has won 13 Grammys, and she is married to the man of her dreams, which is a rapper actor by the name of Kyle Kirby. So together they are one of the most dynamic and powerful couples in entertainment until Kyle, her husband, is found murdered and Savannah is arrested for the crime. Things don't look well for the actress, as many things on the crime scene point to her as being the murderer. However, she ends up hiring this very famous attorney, which is kind of like their what is the guy, Johnny Cochran, rest in peace, Johnny Cochran. He's kind of like the Johnny Cochran of the town, of his time. And Savannah Kirby ends up hiring this attorney, Bradley Hudson, and he takes on the case, him as well as his family, who runs the Hudson and Hudson law firm. They end up taking on this, what seems to be an impossible win of a case. And so this is where the film comes from. This film stars many actors and actresses and entertainers that are well known to us. Roger Guinevere Smith, whose middle name I hope I am pronouncing correctly, has many film credits to his name. One of the main films that I personally can remember Roger Guinevere Smith from is the film Spike Lee's Get on the Bus. Booyah, shop, 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 booyah, roll call. My name is Mike, yeah, representing New York, yeah, I'm not a Muslim, yeah, still don't eat pork. This man is very talented, very mesmerizing on screen. And when he played this character, Bradley Hudson, one of the things that stood out the most to me was how he would handle certain situations with a chilling calmness. The way his voice was, the way he was able to talk in a very chill tone, but still come off assertive at times and not too aggressive. I was amazed by it. I don't know how he came up with this demeanor for this character, but what I can say is that when I would see him on screen, I was very mesmerized, not to mention because he would use such a lower tone when speaking as this character, it forced me as a viewer to really have to be quiet and pay him attention, which I thought, I mean, I don't know if I'm overthinking it, but I just thought it was like extremely intelligent the way he played this character, because it's like you have to be quiet and be still in order to even hear him, but it's not so quiet where you're getting not so low in tone. He doesn't speak so softly that you get really, really irritated with how he's speaking. You can still hear him, but it's like he demands your attention. The next cast member is Savannah Kirby, who again is who this whole, really pretty much this whole situation is about. She is the actress slash singer. She's an entertainer, and she is the one that is being accused of murdering her husband. And that character, Savannah Kirby, is actually played by the entertainer Deborah Cox. Now, pause. I don't know about you all, but I did not know, okay? I did not know that Deborah Cox has actress as a credit to her name. Like, I had no idea she could even act. I know the woman can sing, okay? I know you all remember Sentimental. Okay, that was my stuff. And where do we go from here? But I had no idea that Deborah Cox is an actress. And this is my first time ever seeing her act outside of maybe the things that she does, the skits that she does in her music videos. This is my first time seeing her act. And she blew me away. As the character Savannah Kirby, she really blew me away because I like that I'm telling you, I think about 20 minutes in the movie is when she has her first line. It seems like at the beginning of the film, she says absolutely nothing. And 20 minutes in the film, she has her first line. But that entire time we see her, we still see her at the beginning of the film leading up to those 20 minutes where she finally has her first line. She does a great job in conveying her emotion, conveying the distressed wife or now widow and her emotions without even having to say a word. That was very captivating. Like, I was very surprised because I'm looking at Deborah Cox like she's just a singer. I had no idea there was more to her than just singing. So anyway, moving on, speaking of Savannah Kirby, her husband, who is killed or murdered in this film, was actually played by Anthony Hamilton. So Anthony Hamilton plays Savannah Kirby's husband, Kyle Kirby. Again, another individual who sings and is more so of an entertainer in that aspect. And I had no idea that Anthony Hamilton does acting work. And if he's been in anything else, I wouldn't really know. Maybe he has been. If you all know, let me know in the comment section. But this is my first time ever seeing Anthony Hamilton actually act. And I was very surprised at how great he did. He didn't come off to me as phony, even though we don't see him that often throughout the film because, he's pretty much killed in the film, which, is sad. But anyway, the scenes that he does have in the film, he's actually really, really believable. And I love it. I mean, I think Anthony Hamilton, first of all, woo, okay, Anthony Hamilton is gorgeous. But second of all, he's very talented. I love his music. And one of my favorite songs by Anthony Hamilton is a song titled Her Heart. If you all don't know about that song, definitely check it out. I think I'm saying the title correctly, but definitely check that out. That's one of my favorite songs by Anthony Hamilton. The wife of Bradley Hudson is actually played by Kalita Smith. So Kalita Smith plays the character Carla Hudson, who actually works at the law firm as well. I can't really tell you what her role is. I don't know if her role is a role of discovery. She does investigative work. So I'm not sure what the exact title of that would be in a law firm. If you all know, leave that in the comment section as well. But Kalita Smith is always a delight to watch on screen. Kalita Smith has a certain class about herself, and I just love seeing her. Listen, I remember seeing Kalita Smith in the film House Party 3.
Okay, but if you change your mind, call me.
And I believe she was flirting with Kid at the time, because we all know in House Party 3, Kid was actually getting ready to get married. And House Party 3 came out back in 1994. So that is what I remember my first time ever seeing the actress Kalita Smith. But one of the main shows that we all probably remember Kalita Smith from is the Bernie Mac show. So ever since then, I have loved the actress Kalita Smith. Like I said, to me, she has a certain class about herself that I really admire, and I just love her. Next, we have the Hudson children, who also are attorneys in the law firm of their father, Bradley Hudson. Now, Carla Hudson, played by Kalita Smith, is actually not these children's mother. She's more of a stepmom, and the film never really fully explains what happened to their mother. Actually, it doesn't even mention their mother, but I'm wondering if the book gives reference as to what became of their mother or what happened to the original Hudson mom. So anyway, the children of Bradley Hudson is two characters, Lamont Hudson and Desiree Hudson. So the son, Lamont Hudson, is played by an actor by the name of Todd Anthony. What makes Todd Anthony very interesting is, for one, he's a great talent, but you can't help but to recognize that he actually resembles the actor Will Smith. And both actors are from Philadelphia. And Todd Anthony has actually met Will Smith time and time again, and has even received great advice from Will Smith in regards to acting and the career of acting. So I think that is very interesting. When I was watching the film, I can definitely see that Todd Anthony is his own man. He's his own actor. However, you can't help but to recognize there is a resemblance between him and Will Smith. But as far as their acting styles go, I would not say they have the exact same acting style at all. I will say Todd Anthony is his own man, his own actor, and he has definitely his own style of acting. Lamont Hudson has a sister by the name of Desiree Hudson, and Desiree Hudson is played by the actress Drew Sidora. She had reoccurring roles as Chantel on Disney Channel series That's So Raven. You can definitely look that up if you want to. I myself personally remember Drew Sidora from the TV show The Game. Anyway, Drew Sidora was the female that Pooch Hall's character, Derwin Davis, actually end up kind of having an affair with. And so that's what I remember Drew Sidora as. But anyway, Drew Sidora plays Desiree Hudson, who is Bradley Hudson's daughter and Lamont Hudson's sister, and she's also an attorney at the law firm. Her character kind of confuses me in this film because her character is actually going through kind of a separation from the firm a bit. You know, it's like she wants to make her father proud. She seems like she loves her job as an attorney. Yeah, but it seems like from what I was seeing through the film, Desiree Hudson is outgrowing her father's firm, and she seems like she needs to get out from under her father and find her own way. And also in this film, she actually has a kind of a love affair going on with a man that is considered to be like a son to her father, Bradley Hudson. And this man is a man by the name of Perk. I forgot Perk's last name, but Perk is played by the actor Gary Dourdan. Now, the actor Gary Dourdan, like the actor Roger Guinevere Smith, has many film credits to his name, and especially television series credits to his name. One being from the TV show CSI Crime Scene Investigation. That's probably like one of the most popular ones of his. However, I really liked Gary Dourdan for his short role in the film Jumping the Broom, where he plays Megan Good's character love interest. Why? I don't know, but for some reason, I really like him in this film. Anyway, in this particular film, Influence, he plays this character by the name of Perk, who seems to be some form of, I don't know if he's a cop, I don't know if he's some sort of side investigator. I don't know what he is, but he's something to do with law enforcement. I don't think they ever really made that clear, and if they did, I must have missed it. But like usual, I was not disappointed with Gary Dourdan's acting, but his character does play more of a pivotal role than just Desiree's love interest in this film. His character is like I said, I'm not sure what his exact job role was, but he was very connected to the Hudson law firm, and he really worked with them to solve this case. Like, he was one of the biggest factors in solving the case. Next, we have Billy King. So the character Billy King is played by the actor Columbus Short. Many of us remember Columbus Short from the film Stomp the Yard. However, if you've been following my channel, then you would know my one of the films that I know Columbus Short from is, of course, what we keep talking about on this channel the most, the film True to the Game. Okay, so yeah, I love me some Columbus Short as an actor. I think he's awesome. I no matter what role I've seen him play, I've never felt like I didn't believe him. I think he's great. I think he only continues to get better as he continues to get older and more seasoned as an actor. I'm never disappointed when I see Columbus Short on screen, and this film is no exception. Billy King is actually supposed to be the manager of Savannah Kirby, the woman who is, or the entertainer who is up for trial for murder of her husband. And Billy King, basically, we learn in this film, is having an affair with his client, Savannah Kirby. And once this information is released, he basically throws his client under the bus and tries to make it seem like she murdered her husband in order to save himself. So he turned out to be complete scum. There's a lot more to it. Trust me, a lot more backstory to the situation. You just have to check out the film. But Columbus Short did an excellent job. I was like, he is so slimy and grimy in this film. It was definitely, I like the variety that Columbus Short plays in films, and this was definitely a big contrast to his character in True to the Game, because in True to the Game he's like the man, he's supposed to be untouchable, he's the kingpin, but in this film Influence, he's very grimy, such a sleazeball, cheeseball, everything. Like he's just like a weasel in this film, and I thought that was a great contrast from his character in True to the Game. We also have BB Drake, who plays Kathy Kirby, which is actually Kathy Kirby is supposed to be Kyle Kirby. Again, Kyle Kirby is played by Anthony Hamilton. He is the man that is murdered in this film. And Kathy Kirby is actually his mother, who is played by the actress BB Drake. Now, many of you probably remember BB Drake from the Last Friday. I think it's called Last Friday. The film Last Friday, of course, with Ice Cube and Mike Epps. And BB Drake is in that film as well, and she plays Terry Crews' mother in that film. But in this film, it definitely enabled me to see her in a more serious role. And of course, BB Drake has been around for a while, for some time now, and she has done many roles. She has had many roles. So I know there's more to her film credits than just the two films that I mentioned, but those are the ones that stood out to me the most and that I really know of. So those are really the ones I can mainly speak on. But anyway, to see BB Drake in this film was a treat, because I got to see her in a more of a serious role. And if those of you, for those of you who have seen the film Influence already, then you already know the pivotal part that BB Drake's character Kathy Kirby plays in this entire film. There's also an actress by the name of Nadine Ellis who plays Teresa Graham, who is like the love interest to Bradley Hudson's son, Lamont Hudson, who is played by Todd Anthony. Nadine Ellis, I personally never heard of Nadine Ellis, and that doesn't mean that I did not see her in anything else. However, she does have various film credits behind her name, as well as television series credits. One would be a television show called Let's Stay Together that ran from 2011 to 2014. Why I personally have never heard of her, I don't know. Her face looks familiar, but I'm just not quite sure. However, I loved her in this film. I mean, she's very genuine. She's an actress that you can't tell is even acting. Like, she's just very genuine on screen. So I really, really enjoyed her. And if I didn't know about her before, now I know. So anyway, the film was very, very good. It kept me into it. I actually had to watch it between 2 days because I kept falling asleep when I was watching it. That's my fault because I watched it really late. But all in all, I am not disappointed. Just like I was not disappointed with seeing the adaptation of Carl Weber's The Family Business, I'm not disappointed with seeing the adaptation of his book or novel, Influence. So I would strongly recommend, if you have some time, to go ahead and check out this film, Influence, via BET Plus. Again, if I can find the link, check my description box out. I'll leave the link in my description box to the free 30-day trial of BET Plus. If you've already had the 30-day free trial, then you already know you won't be able to get it again and you'll have to pay for it. So it's totally up to you. But like I said, the film was really good. I really enjoyed it, and it's always a pleasure to see these films by Trey Haley and Tridestin Studios, Indy Brown, and Carl Weber. And overall, just really enjoy their work. So anyway, you all let me know in the comment section if you've seen the film or not, or whether or not you plan on seeing it. I'll talk to you all soon. Peace.